Hi, and welcome to The Nest at Downtown Camper. My name is Therese Lind Bjelder, and I'm the resident yoga teacher here at the hotel. With the QR code down below, you can find my information if you want to connect with me. So welcome to today's session where we will practice Yin Yoga. It's a more slow-paced style of yoga, incorporating the principles of traditional Chinese medicine with the asanas, the postures, that are held in for longer periods of time than in other yoga styles. So we will be staying in the yoga postures today. Usually we stay around 3 to 6 minutes, and today we'll be staying around 3 minutes. I invite you to close your eyes. Maybe bring one hand towards your belly. You start to feel the natural flow of your breath. Notice how you're seated. Maybe the other hand comes to rest onto your heart space. Notice how your breath slows down, how you land into this present moment. You're softening your face, your jaws. Feel the expansion of the breath around your heart space as you're inhaling, and the softening as you're exhaling. Maybe bring your palms together in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of gratitude. Maybe even set an intention for your practice today, or just find a little bit of gratitude towards yourself for taking this time to relax and soften your body. We're going to come into the first posture of today, which is a Supta Baddha Konasana. So we need a bolster or some kind of pillow to be placed underneath our backs. If you have a bolster and a block, maybe then bring the big bolster, the big pillow underneath the upper back. Allow your head to later rest onto the block behind you. Maybe you have 2 pillows that you can bring underneath your knees, or otherwise take 2 blocks, so that when you eventually bring your feet together and allow your knees to drop down towards the side, it's nice to have something to support your legs so that you can relax your groins, your hips, and your thighs, allowing the arms to come out like wings to the side, and relax your shoulders. Relax your pelvic floor. And again, tapping into the natural flow of your breath. So Yin Yoga is meant to stimulate as well the channels of the subtle body. So in Chinese medicine, they're known as meridians, where the qi flows. And in Hatha Yoga, they're known as the nadis, the energy channels. And Yin Yoga poses, they apply moderate stress to the connective tissues of the body. And the tendons, the fascia, the ligaments. It's aiming to increase the circulation in the joints and improving flexibility. So imagining here in this chest opener, you're breathing into the deeper layers of your body. Breathe in fully all the way down to the belly. And deep around the heart centra. All the way out through the shoulders, arms, and fingers. Where we're in this asana, actually stimulating the chi, the energy flowing through the meridians connected to the heart and the lungs that are in Chinese traditional medicine connected to the intestines. So these energy channels runs all the way from your shoulders, through the arms, all the way out to your fingers, and then back to your chest. And from your chest, there are meridians running all the way down to the intestines. As we're balancing the fire element and the metal element within us. So we've soon been here for 3 minutes. I invite you to take the last breath here. Maybe sigh it out. And then when you feel ready, you start to bring in a little bit of movement. Maybe bring the soles of your feet down into the ground. Stretch your arms out. And eventually supporting yourselves up to a seated position. Maybe grab the back of your thighs. Just land with your spine in a neutral position, and just notice how the blood flows around the chest area. And then we're removing the bolsters and the blocks all the way out to the side. And you can keep either 2 blocks on each side of your body, or if you had the 2 pillows, 1 pillow to the right and 1 pillow to the left, and then lie down to rest onto your back. Another opportunity to just notice the effect of this big heart opener as you land into Shavasana position. And take a deep breath in, fill up the belly, fill up the chest. Maybe sigh it out throughout the mouth. And gently we're going to hug the knees towards the chest, massaging into the groins, rocking a little bit side to side. So next one, we're coming into a supine twist, bringing the soles of your feet down and just lift the whole pelvic floor over a little bit towards the left. Grab a hold of your left knee and twist your lower body all the way over towards the right. Have something underneath that left knee to rest on, and then turn the upper body opposite direction to rest both shoulders, the upper back, the arm down towards the ground. Maybe you even turn the head over opposite direction from your knee. And as you have found your way into the position, you take a deep breath in, fill up the belly, filling up the chest, all the way to the top. And maybe you're exhaling out throughout the mouth, softening down. And from here, you keep breathing in and out through the nose to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system to stay in rest and digest. Now and then, maybe you bring the breath deeper, conscious deep breath in. And if it feels good, you sigh it out. And travel through your body, noticing if there is anywhere you're tensing, where you're holding, where you can help your body to soften and let go. We take 3 last deep breaths here, all the way from the bottom to the top. And as you're exhaling, imagining you're cleansing out the body. So these rotations of the spine are very detoxing, cleansing asanas. So imagining that you're cleansing out any stagnant energy, all the obstacles that we're letting go of. And then, as you've exhaled, empty that last breath out, you so gently start to bring a little bit movement back to your body. Bring yourself back to center, balancing out your spine. And soften here for a moment or two. Either the feet are down, the knees together, or maybe just let the legs come down to rest onto the ground. We're coming to the supine twist towards the other side, hugging the knees towards your chest, balance out the spine. Bring your feet down, and then lifting the whole pelvic floor, the hips a little bit out to the right. Hug your right knee and take a full breath in. And then exhale, turning the lower body over to the left, whilst gently turning the upper body over to the opposite side towards the right. Maybe to begin with, you just notice, reflect on if the left side felt any different from the right side. And completely surrendering into the posture. Imagining again you're breathing all the way into the bones, the connective tissues, your internal organs, through those so-called meridians. So bringing ourselves back to our natural state, which is balance and harmony. Continuing to breathe in and out through your nose. Allowing your body and mind to go into deep relaxation and stress reduce. Allowing the stiffness to slowly soften. Giving in, letting go. You can take your mind to travel throughout your body. Do a little bit of a body scan on your own. Notice if there is anywhere you're holding tension, collaborating with your body and together with your breath. In each exhalation, you're letting go. All right. We've been almost 3 minutes on each side. Take your final 3 breaths here. And soften the face, your forehead, your jaws. And after that last exhale, you again start to bring in a little bit of movement in your body, coming back to a neutral spine. And pausing maybe with your hands onto your belly, feet apart and the knees together just to relax the lower spine, the lower back. And then just allow yourselves to stretch out your legs and just receive for a moment the effect of balancing out the energy between the left side, the right side, and your prana, your chi running along the spine. A lot of feelings get stuck in our spine, so just notice what comes up after releasing any tension around your whole spine. Eventually hugging the knees to your chest, rocking yourselves a little bit back and forth. So we're coming into Happy Baby, our next asana. Maybe you bring a pillow, a bolster, or a block underneath your sacrum, lifting up the hips and finding that sweet spot there so that you can grab either your knees or your ankles or your feet. Open up the knees wide and take a deep breath in and maybe exhale out throughout the mouth. Letting go of tensions around our hip area, as well as lengthening our spine in this posture. Noticing your own breath in and out through the nose. And trying to bring the breath all the way down to the belly so that we can start to stimulate the vagus nerve, that important cranium nerve coming from the cranium all the way down through your important organs such as the heart, the lungs, all the way down to the intestines. And this vagus nerve is stimulating when we're breathing all the way down there to the belly. And it communicates immediately to the parasympathetic nervous system. So it communicates to your body that you're safe, that you're in rest and digest. So keep breathing deep down to the belly. And at any time, if you want to sigh it out throughout the mouth, allow the back of the head to become even heavier down to the ground. Feel how you're releasing tension in your shoulders, your upper back. And how you keep softening the face and the belly. Taking the last deep breaths here in your happy baby. Maybe it was a very angry baby today. Just bringing a little bit of soft energy with patience. That long exhale. And then you so slowly start to bring yourself out of your happy baby. Bringing the feet back down so that you can lift the hips up and remove your pillow or your block. If you need to rest without it. Otherwise, you stay onto your block for our next asana as well. Eventually, we're meeting in that supported half bridge pose. So we want to keep our hips a little bit higher up than the heart. You can keep the soles of your feet down, rooted into the ground, or you can stretch the legs out. So we're also opening up the psoas major, the big hip opener, also called the muscle of the soul. Keep breathing deep down, deep into your body, deep down to the hips, the belly. If you feel like you can have something even higher underneath your sacrum, underneath your hips, maybe you bring 2 blocks, or if you had that cushion, that bolster, it's a little bit softer than the block. So I invite you to lift the hips up and bring in that big pillow cushion underneath you. So it evens out the blood pressure when we keep the hips a little bit higher than the heart. And it keeps the blood circulation flowing through those psoas, big hip muscles that keeps the lower body and the upper body together. That's our biggest fight and flight muscle. Every time we feel like we get worried or stressed, this muscle actually activates. We keep a lot of emotions here that we want to release. It's called the muscle of the soul because it's connected to the diaphragm, our breathing. After taking your last breath there, in your supported bridge pose, you gently come out of it. And if it feels good, you hug your knees towards your chest. Rocking yourself side to side. And then rolling over to one side, supporting yourselves all the way up. We're going to meet seated, eventually in Baddha Konasana. So take a little time to just find your way up to sit, bringing the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana, eventually a forward fold. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can bring the arms underneath your legs and then fold forward, bowing down in towards, like a humble bow in towards yourself. You can also support yourselves with something underneath the knees so that we can really relax the muscles. That's the way we come deeper into the tissues, the deep tissues, the fascia. So support yourselves as much as you need with all the blocks, bolsters, so that you don't keep any tensions in the muscles at all. So in Yin Yoga, we really take the time to get into the postures since we're staying for a longer period of time. So as you have settled in to your Baddha Konasana, take a deep breath in and exhale it out. And just surrendering into your posture. Beautiful butterfly poses. An excellent way to stretch the lower back without requiring those long hamstrings. This one, speaking of Chinese medicine and balancing the elements and the organs, stimulating the qi. This one is really good, suitable for the kidneys and the prostate gland. So breathing all the way again, deeper into your organs, into those deep tissues, stimulating your prana, your qi, your energy, deep, deep in. Nice. All right, you've taken your last breath in your butterfly pose, in your Baddha Konasana, and you support yourselves out from the posture. Eventually, you're going to bring yourselves all the way down to lay on your belly and take all the time you need to get there. So we're going to meet in the pose Sphinx. So you want to place yourselves onto the belly with the elbows right underneath your shoulders, resting on your forearms. Relaxing your collarbones, opening the shoulders wide, relaxing the glutes, your thighs, and relaxing your face. And speaking of kidneys, this one actually also really stimulates the chi down in the lower back where the kidneys are. Another way to do it is to keep the hands right where they are and then stretch the elbows out. So you get a little bit more of that pressure in the lower part of your vertebrae. So we're really strengthening the energy here in our kidneys. Also a great position for any kind of back pain. Keep softening your face. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. And as you take in your last deep breath there, expanding around your heart space, softening down. You bring yourselves down and maybe into that counter pose, balasana, child's pose. Softening down with the forehead down towards the ground. Maybe opening up your knees wider so that you can sink down in between your thighs and relax the belly and melt your hearts down. There's this acupuncture pressure point right in between your eyebrows where the third eye is. So relax your forehead down, and we'll help to stimulate that acupuncture pressure point to relieve stress and worries. So you can stay in your child's pose for as long as you want. Option, you take last couple of breaths there in child's and then you start to get ready for Shavasana instead. Making it really comfortable for yourselves, bringing a couple of bolsters underneath your knees so that your lower back can relax. Grab a blanket, make yourself really cozy and warm. Maybe bring an eye pillow to cover your eyes to get into that really deep, deep rest. I'm going to finish the class here in Shavasana with you guys. So take a really deep breath in, side out, just to signal to your body that you can let go. Really thank yourself for taking the time to rejuvenate, to relax, to strengthening that chi within you, that energy, resetting. And I thank you so much for being with me here today. Such a pleasure. And please connect with me. You find the information you need in the QR code below. And I'm looking forward to meet you in person. Enjoy the rest of your stay. Namaste.